Hi babies, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're going to be talking about my MOS, which is 88 mic. A lot of you all that have been following my channel for a while know this already, and I have done a kind of similar video to this, but I want to talk about the pros and the cons of being an 88 mic. So if you haven't been here before, welcome to my channel. My name is Sweetscolour, aka Sweets, also known as Sergeant Baker. I've been in the military altogether 7 years because I was in the reserves first, and I came active. Yeah, I've been active duty for 4 years now. So yeah, pretty much got my feet wet with my job. So I just wanted to give you guys a couple of things. I have a lot of people that DM me, ask me should they be 88 mic, and personally this is just gonna be my opinions. Some people love it, some people hate it. It all depends on the person that you are. So if you haven't been here before, like I said, welcome to the channel. Make sure you click the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and comment down below any other questions or anything else you guys want me to talk about military related, because like I said, it's been a minute since I've actually sat down and did a military video. I feel like I talked about it all. So yeah, I need you guys to comment down below the things you guys want me to talk about. And yeah, let's just get right into it. So this probably is going to be a fairly quick video. I did write down a couple of notes of some stuff that I think that is pros and cons for the job. So I guess I'll start with the cons, because I kind of have more cons than I have pros. Now, like I said, personally, it all depends on your personality, what you like to do. So I feel like for me, it's definitely not the job for me. Okay, it's not a horrible job, however, it's just not the job for me. With my personality, I feel like I should have been in human resources or public affairs, like doing video broadcasting or combat photographer, things like that, like the newspaper or the news or radio type of thing. Like with my personality, that's what I should have been doing. Personally, yeah, being a truck driver just isn't my cup of tea, you know what I'm saying? But for some people like to drive, they're into trucks and stuff like that. But yeah, so my first con, okay, so my first thing would be it's a very dangerous MOS. Two reasons why I say that. One, because if you deploy and you go down range, anytime you're outside the wire or whatever the case may be, it's like your target. You know, it's a big truck driving down an area where there might be potential enemies, the potential people that do not like the military and do want to like blow up the truck, you know, with IEDs and things of that nature. So it can be dangerous. Anytime you're outside the wire is dangerous, but you know, if you're in a vehicle, it's a big target. It's a big vehicle. It's loud. You see it coming. You know where it's coming from. You can see where it's going for the most part. You know what I mean? So it's very dangerous when it comes to that aspect. But not only that, you're a truck driver, so driving in general is dangerous. No matter how safe you drive, you can't be, I guess, accountable for the other person in the truck. You don't know what they're doing or other car. For instance, here in Korea, the Koreans here, I mean, they have laws. I'm sure they have laws, but like they don't have like the police, kind of like in the States, they got the police that you speed or you get a ticket. No, they have like cameras up, and basically if they speed, they get a ticket in the mail, but it's not like they get pulled over for a ticket. So they will weave in and out of the truck like their car is bigger than our trucks, and they will just slam on the brakes or get in front of you, and they just don't care. They'll cut you off, and like they just have no regard for their life. That's how it feels. Like they just will jump in front of the truck and just not care, or cut you, like I said, just cut you off, like get into this little bitty space knowing darn well you're driving. Oh man, if you drive through Seoul, you know what I'm talking about. Just Korea in general, they are some crazy drivers. Like they just do whatever they want to do. I'm not even gonna hold you. Anybody that's ever been to Korea just knows that Koreans drive very fast, and that's just the stigma of being in Korea. Like they be wheezing, eating out, and the buses don't care. Like they just be going to these little spots, and they be like, good luck for you, but I'm turning, you know what I'm saying? So that's a big thing. But that could be in the States as well. Like some people just don't think, I guess, that, I don't know, that the trucks are gonna stop or will be able to stop fast enough. That's a big old truck, especially if you got a trailer in the back or you're driving a semi or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of cargo. It's harder to stop, and I think that some people don't think about that, and they will just jump in front of the truck or jump in front of your vehicle, and it's scary, you know what I mean? And yeah, like I just said, it's pretty dangerous. Just like driving on a regular car is dangerous, because you never can know what the other person is doing if they're not paying attention. Like they don't have regard for your life. They're worried about their stuff in their vehicle, and sometimes they don't have the best interests of their self at heart. So you know, accidents happen. And I personally, just share a little story time in this, personally have been in an incident where a crash happened behind me, because a semi was merging onto the freeway, and they were trying to get in when I was getting in. So I had to slow down, because the semi was not, he was like, I'm getting in here. But the trucks behind me, weren't paying attention, so they end up running into each other. They didn't run into me, but they ran into each other just from like not being to stop on time, from failure to pay attention. So that's why if you are a truck driver, you and your TC need to be, you know, paying attention and, you know, having your eyes on the road. And you know what I'm saying, I'm not saying you can't talk or whatever, but you just need to really be paying attention, because you just gotta be vigilant, because you never know what's going on. For instance, like I said, that semi just came onto the freeway and had no regard for my truck at all. He's like, I'm getting through, so I had to slow down, causing everybody else to slow down behind me. But the truck behind me slowed down, but the truck behind her and the truck behind that one, they ended up running into each other, because I don't know, maybe they weren't paying attention. So, you know, it's just you got to be careful. You got to be very vigilant and just have your eyes, you know, always on the swivel, making sure you paying attention to what's going on the road. Same thing like regular driving. And another thing about being in Korea, because there's so much traffic here, you have really early missions. So a lot of times you're really tired when you're driving. And in Korea, E4s, or like E4s and below, technically can't really be like TC, so only the soldiers drive, and they don't want you to like switch drivers, you know what I'm saying? Even though sometimes people do, I think. But personally, when I've been to TC, we haven't been going that far, so they were able to just drive. But there is really early missions, so people are tired, like missions 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock hit times in the morning. And you have to drive hours and you're exhausted, you know what I'm saying? So that's another thing I could say, it could be dangerous. But like in Korea, there's so much traffic that, or you don't want any potential accidents, that people, that the missions be so early in the morning. So yeah, you're driving at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, you went to bed, or you tried to go to bed early, but you can still go on mission and be exhausted. So if you're a TC, you got to be making sure that your driver is awake, have a conversation, you know what I'm saying, to keep both of you guys awake, because it's not good also for the TC be in their sleep, because it's gonna make the driver sleepy. Y'all know how it goes when you haven't been on a long road trip, and so everybody stop talking, everybody gets sleepy. So yeah, it's a lot of early missions. Personally, for me, this is a con for me. It's an outside job. Like, motor pool is your place of duty, so you're always outside when it's hot outside, when it's cold outside, when it's raining, when it's snowing, when it's storming. Unless it's lightning, then you get to go inside. But you know what I'm saying, if it's raining outside, you're outside. Like, that's your place of duty. When it's hot as heck outside, that's your place of duty. When it's raining outside, that's your place of duty. Like, you're not leaving the motor pool. Motor pool is where you stay at. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, some people that's nothing, but for me, I'm like, dang, I should have been a 42. I should have been in there with the AC, like, hi, may I help you, ma'am? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you're outside. It's hot. It's hot. You're hot all the time. You're sweating all the time. Like, it's just, that's just your job. You're outside. So yeah, they ain't no, I mean, sometimes they have a little shed. It just depends on your company. My motor pool that I was at, we personally didn't have a shed. Our shed was our trucks, and we would go sit in the trucks, and sometimes they don't want you to sit in the trucks because like we're not doing nothing. They want you to just be outside, I don't know, doing DNC, making you look busy when sometimes there's not a lot of stuff to do. And also, like, when there's not a lot of missions, there's nothing for you to do. So it almost kind of like, some people get like, they have like low morale, I guess, because it's like not a lot to do when there's not a mission. So people sometimes complain about like being stuck in the motor pool with no missions, when people kind of just want to go to their rooms, you know what I'm saying? I personally was a squad leader, so I had to like come up with ways to keep people engaged in the motor pool when there wasn't missions. But sometimes there's not that much stuff to do, especially when you're in a transportation company with everybody's 88 mics. You got that many 80 mics in the company, like, you know what I'm saying? There's not going to be a mission for everybody to do, but there is a lot of missions, you know what I mean? So it just kind of depends. And another thing is, like, you go to the field a lot, because usually 88 mics are it's a support MOS, so you support everybody. So you're in the field a lot. So when I was here the first time, I was attached to an aviation unit, and every time the pilots went to the field, we went to the field, because we are a distro platoon, and we had to like maybe transport ammo, or we had fuelers in our distro platoon, so the fuelers would, you know, fuel up the birds. And you know, just like we always was in the field, because we support everybody. So you're always in the field, that's a fact. Yeah, that's the reality of a mic life. You work hard, but I mean, there is some pros. So the pros for me is you get to travel. So like, yeah, like I said, you drive a lot. So for in Korea, they traveled all the way to Busan, which is like at the bottom of Korea, it's a beach. And sometimes they let you like if you stay in a hotel at night or whatever, they'll give you a hit time. Of course, no drinking, but give you a hit time to be back in the morning, and you get to like sightsee, maybe go to the beach, go to dinner, whatever the case may be. So you get travel everywhere. When I was in the reserves, we drove from Athens to Savannah. So like, you get to sightsee a lot, you know, it's a different experience. But yeah, so it's a lot of traveling. And then also you get your CDL license, and you know, like long term, I mean, you get out the military, you get CDLs, you can get your own truck, have your own business, make a lot of money with getting your CDLs, stuff like that. So yeah, personally, I can see myself getting my CDL just to have the like certification and being able to do it. A person, truck driving is not something that I want to do, and that's why I was saying like it all depends on you as a person, because truck driving might be something that you want to do. You might want to have your own trucking company, so it might be something that lines up with your values, and you know, something that you believe in and something that you want to do. For me personally, 88 nightlife is not my cup of tea, but it's not to say that you won't like it. You know what I mean? It is a short AIT. I think it was like 6 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks. I feel like it was 6 weeks. When I went to AIT, AIT was easy. You just learn how to drive the different type of trucks, you learn how to operate different type of trucks. Yeah, it wasn't a super hard job. I passed it with flying colors, and honestly, I had not even really I really had my license like a couple months before I left for basic training. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. The day to day, like I was saying, like you wake up, go to PT, you know, come back, shower, go to work. Your place of duty is a motor pool. Pretty much you're making sure your truck is squared away at all times. You do like a lot of driver's training, so you learn like alley docking and backing up with a trailer, learn how to park with the trailer, you know what I'm saying? You go on, here we go on like a 10-mile rollout, so we'll take soldiers out and test drive them. Basically, you're doing like stuff you do in AIT, like changing tires, making sure you got fuel in your truck, and then there's missions. So that's what I'm saying. If there's not really a lot of missions, there's not a lot to do. So it's not a hard job. It's not, yeah, it's not nothing crazy, but you do work hard when it's time to work, and yeah, you get to travel. But yeah, that's pretty much it to the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys had any more questions about being an 80 mic, just comment down below and I'll be sure to answer. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one.